Hello again and welcome to a great Ames Tonight. I'm of course your host, Malik Newson.
And I'm filling in for Jim because, he's not here. And I'm Hollie Slusselman.
Thanks, Hollie. I could really use your help tonight.
Yeah, you do.
Well, without further ado, let's get straight into these stories. Shout out to all my Apple product users out there. Have some very good news for you today. Apple recently updated their operating system, so whenever you want to type it no longer comes up as . See, was so confused when wanted to type a message to his mom or make a Facebook post, but then it would come up and make me feel so angry and I just wanted to throw my phone. Hold on. Oh, all right. See, that is a lot better. So make sure that you update your iPhone iOS soon. And to all those Android users out there, congratulations. And guess what? Your camera flash is garbage.
So, like many college-aged people, I grew up on Disney. If you haven't heard yet, Disney is planning on opening its own streaming service soon. And with the new streaming service, Disney plans to release a live-action television series for, wait for it, High School Musical! That's right, folks. We're going to be soaring and flying again. However, for obvious reasons, we won't be seeing our beloved Zac Efron or Vanessa Hudgens reprising their roles as the cutest couple at East High. The TV series will have a completely new cast, which makes me wish that those weird fan-made trailers for a High School Musical reunion were actually true. Disney is also going to have a TV series for Star Wars, and for Monsters, Inc. too. So, I guess I should just, drop out of school so I can afford another streaming service?
For those of you who know me outside of Ames Tonight, I like to talk a lot. And when I'm not talking, I'm either sleeping or I'm on Twitter. Well, good news, fellow Motor Mouse. This past Tuesday, Twitter announced that they will be doubling the character count from 140 to 280. Quoting them, "Our goal was to make this possible while ensuring that we keep the speed and brevity that makes Twitter, Twitter." But ironically, they didn't tweet that. However, they wanted to make it clear that this will not affect countries whose Twitter uses Japanese, Korean, or Chinese characters to type on Twitter, as Twitter wanted to point out that cramming for them isn't an issue in their languages. Yet still, we'll have to read all 280 characters of our tiny hand toupee POTUS.
Okay, so remember this kid? That kid? The blonde one from Austin and Ally? Remember that cute kid? That cute kid, Ross Lynch, is now playing one of the most notorious serial killers of all time in the biographical drama My Friend Dahmer. The film, which is based on serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer's formative years, is only being played in 50 theaters across the country, and none of them are in Iowa. Anyways, Lynch makes a drastic change that makes him almost unrecognizable. When Malik pitched this story to me, I was like, what? I mean, that's some serious acting. Either way, all of these Disney actors taking roles that totally change them freaks me out. Well, congrats, Ross, on getting this killer role.
All right, well, those are some great stories, Hollie. I'm glad that you can actually just help me. I'm glad you can help me out, but I think that we need to address the elephant in the room why Jim isn't here.
Yeah, he's not here, but thanks. I'm not going to be here to replace Jim. He's obviously, Jim.
Oh,
so.
Well, of course, I'm not saying that we're going to replace him. That would be absolutely crazy.
But okay, hypothetically, if you could replace Jim, who would you replace him with?
Oh, well, I mean, if we're speaking hypothetically, of course, here are our top 3 replacements for Jim Heinrichs as co-host.
So, my number 3 has got to be Joan Calamezzo from Pawnee, Indiana, or, for those of you who know, the show Parks and Rec. So, okay, I know she's not an actual person, but think about how good I would look compared to that hot mess.
I'd say that's a pretty good first pick. So for me, my number 3 pick would be Hannibal Buress. I mean, he already does a great job on the Eric Andre show, and I just feel like we would have a lot to talk about. I love his stand-up, and his appearances in guilty pleasure flicks like Neighbors and Daddy's Home, and they are so funny. And he's already been to Iowa State. It's just that we got to get the funding to keep him here, unlike trying to keep Leaf here.
that was a good one. Well, so for my number 2 pick, I think, Jon Stewart obviously would be one of the greatest co-hosts of all time. I know he's gotten a little older these last couple of years and stuff, but hey, he ages like fine wine. He has the experience, he has the spunk, and he is just overall an amazing person with a heart of gold. 12 out of 10 would definitely co-host with.
I didn't see that one coming, but I guess for me, my number 2 pick would be Shira Palmer. Don't know who she is, do you? Well, that's my mom. See, my mom is my best friend, and we could talk forever about anything. I just don't know if she would be camera shy or not, but hopefully she's watching this, so hi, Mom.
That is so sweet. I could cry. Anyways, so my number 1 pick.
Wait. Okay, if we're going to do your number 1, then I feel like as a thing, we have to say it at the exact same time, all right?
Okay.
Ready?
1,
2, 3. Jim Heinrich. I mean, could it really be anyone else?
Absolutely not.
I mean, didn't you see him like 2 weeks ago in his Captain America outfit? I thought I was sitting next to Chris Evans.
I mean, yes, and his comedic timing is impeccable, to say the least.
Not to mention, he can really put together a top 10 list. I mean, that's why we only gave you 3. So.
Yeah, well, thanks. Those are always my favorite part of the show, and I'm really glad that I got to fill in for him this week.
Me too. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the show, so I don't know. Usually Jim does this, but would you like to do the honors?
Oh, boy, would I. Are you sure?
Go for it.
We'll be back with more Ames Tonight.
This isn't a Lowe's, this is a Home Depot. oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome back to Ames Tonight. My name is Ryan Pattee, and if I married Ryan Reynolds, I would become Ryan Reynolds. And I'm Joe Fee, and if I get married, that'll be the day. Yes, it would! Let's look alive! Speaking of alive, an MMA fighter, C.J. Hancock, was fighting last weekend when he got killed. And that is not a joke. The man was literally dead for a few minutes. And I'm not using literally to exaggerate here. His heart stopped beating for a while. Luckily, C.J. was saved and brought back from the dead. And get this, his doctor says maybe MMA's just not for him.
Is that a python in your pants, or you just happy to see me?
When asking this question, many do not assume the possibility of a snake actually being in a man's pants. To German police's surprise, there was a baby king python found in a drunken man's pants that the police found after searching him. The 14-inch snake was kept separate from the man while he sobered up. Why was the snake in his pants? And why does he have a baby king python anyway? Sadly, the world may never know.
You know, I actually have a theory.
Really?
Maybe he wasn't a man at all, but rather 14 snakes stacked on top of each other.
So there was just like a giant mass of snakes?
Yeah.
So a snake person.
You know, masquerading as a person.
Oh, like the cockroach from
Yeah,
Men in Black.
yeah, Men in Black. That's
Yeah. People like to say today's youth have no idea what real struggle is. And to that I say poppycock. We face plenty of hardships. For example, very few things are as hard to manage as that inexplicable rage a person feels when they go to McDonald's and ask for a McFlurry, only to find out the machine's not working. Well, fear no more. A new app called Ice Check allows you to figure if your local McDonald's ice cream machine is working. So I guess that means we have that particular hardship figured out. Now, if only there was a way to know if the bathrooms were clean. Giving birth is painful and a horrifying experience that lasts for hours. And it's just really painful, or so I've been told.
Giving birth is a very stressful procedure, but imagine the stress you have when your doctor is dressed like the Joker and is helping deliver your baby. Dr. Paul Locust was not planning to be in his Halloween costume for the procedure, but he did so anyway. The situation was found hilarious to the Sleff family, who was bringing their third child into the world, and laughed when the doctor came in. Had the doctor come dressed as the Joker on any day besides Halloween, this situation would have been a lot more horrifying.
I would not want the Joker in the hospital, especially from that one scene in Batman.
Yeah, where he like blows
He
it up.
blows up the hospital.
The wig and stuff too. That's what I thought. No.
Yeah, you don't want the Joker in your hospital. A zoo in Germany recently had to stop giving its jungle birthday package, which included a chance for kids to swim with the zoo's crocodiles and alligators. Surprisingly enough, people thought it might not be safe for children to interact with these new wave dinosaurs. The zoo claims that the reptiles have never hurt anybody, which is real easy to get away with when the animal can swallow the victim's whole.
You know, reptiles swimming in Germany, snake found in Germany, German man's pants. Seen a lot of connections here.
This might go deeper than we thought.
It might be a whole snake man conspiracy.
How many snake men are there?
Too many. Since the dawn of time, humans have known something that will always happen and never go away despite their best efforts. That something is that people are dumb. So dumb, in fact, that they decided to sell heroin and methamphetamine in their Dunkin' Donuts outfit. Why you decide to sell drugs in your casual business attire was a good idea is a mystery, but the world will always judge you for it. Nathan Pizzardi, the culprit of this ridiculous crime, is being held on an $80,000 bail and will not be serving donuts anytime soon.
A recent bill in Wisconsin will remove a law stating that no one under the age of 10 can hunt with a gun. So as of right now, that means there's no minimum age allowing anybody to hunt, and that includes toddlers. And I'd like to think nobody in their right mind would let somebody who can't even walk hold a gun, let alone shoot one.
On November 2nd, the internet world was at peace and unity when President Donald Trump's official Twitter account was taken down for 11 minutes as the last day at work hoorah from a Twitter employee. While it has not been clear whether this act was intentional or not, I think I speak for everyone when I say thank you and good luck with your next job.
Last Saturday, during Comic-Con, famous actor Jean-Claude Van Damme got into a fight with the Green Power Ranger. Because what a fantastic world we live in. And this wasn't some guy dressed in a Power Ranger costume, by the way. This was legit Jason David Frank, the guy who played the Green Power Ranger in the Mighty Morphin series. And apparently Jean-Claude and this guy have had beef since the Power Rangers movie in 1997. It's also worth noting that Jason is an MMA fighter, so allow me to repeat, what a fantastic world we live in.
It would be so cool, dude.
Right?
I'd pay thousands of dollars.
Bigger than Mayweather versus McGregor.
Dude, I could watch the fight and unironically say, go, go, Power Ranger!
So I guess Matt Banwart got another camera again, so here's more Dude with the Camera up next.
We'll be right back with more Ames Tonight.
Hello, it's me, Matt Banwart, local celebrity, and, well, generally good-looking dude. Here in Ames, Iowa, we have a lot of different people from all over the world and different backgrounds, and, well, take Paul here. Paul here's an average student in Iowa State, a bland-looking, average, everyday dude, right? But what we don't know about Paul is his interests and what kind of guy he is, right? So that's why for this week's episode of Dude with the Camera, we went undercover and asked people about their interests to find out who they really are. Paul, who really are you?
Fact. If you have a suit and a camera, people will answer any question you ask.
My name's Matt Banwart, and you're watching Dude with the Camera. So we're gonna do a rapid fire round, okay? I'm gonna give you two things, you're gonna yell which one out of the two that you prefer, okay? High fives or fist pounds?
High five.
High fives or fist pounds?
Pugs.
High fives or fist pounds?
Fist pounds.
High fives.
Fist pounds.
High fives or fist pounds?
Fist pounds.
Fist pounds.
High fives, fist pounds.
Fist pounds.
Coca-Cola or heroin?
Coca-Cola.
Coke or heroin?
Coke.
Coke or heroin?
Drugs.
Heroin. Coke or heroin?
Coke.
Coke.
Coke or heroin?
Neither.
Coke or heroin?
Coke.
Coke or heroin?
I'm a Pepsi guy.
Nike or Dr. Pepper?
Nike.
Nike or Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Nike or Dr. Pepper?
Pepper.
Nike or Dr. Pepper?
Nike.
Let's go with Nike. Pugs.
Nike or Dr. Pepper?
Nike.
Nike.
Nike or Dr. Pepper?
Nike.
Batman or chicken noodle soup?
Chicken noodle soup.
Batman or Campbell's chicken noodle soup?
Superman.
Batman or Campbell's chicken noodle soup?
Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Batman or Campbell's chicken noodle soup?
Batman.
Batman or Campbell's chicken noodle soup?
Batman. Soup.
Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Batman or Campbell's chicken noodle soup?
The noodle soup.
Noodle soup.
Chicken soup.
Left or purple?
Left. Left.
Left or purple?
Purple. We're going with right.
Purple or left?
Left. Right. Purple.
Left or purple?
Green.
Left or the color purple?
Purple.
Left or the color purple?
Color purple?
Season through the office or your left leg?
Left leg.
That's a thinker. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got him thinking there. Season through the office or your left leg?
Season 3.
Season through the office or your left leg?
Oh, season 3 of the office.
You don't want your left.
Left leg.
Season 3 of the office or your left leg?
Left leg.
There we go. He's a far left man, politically.
Season 3 of The Office.
Good choices. Season 3 of the office or your left leg?
Left leg.
There we go. That's a practical man. Season 3 of the office or your left leg?
Season 3 of The Office.
Season 3 of the office or your left leg?
Season 3 of The Office.
There we go.
Well, now we know what the average student looks like. That's right, the average fist-pounding, Coke-loving, Nike-wearing, Campbell's chicken noodle soup eating, purple-wearing, season 3 of the Office watching paraplegic student at Iowa State looks like. Stay tuned for Ames Tonight coming up after the break.
Hi there. Welcome to another game show edition of Ames Tonight. I'm your host, Jim Heinrichs. Actually, I'm Ben Olson. I only wish to be as good looking and as good of a host as my man, Jim Heinrichs. Tonight we're bringing you a little bit of a different game. We will not be playing racehorse or rock band. I've instead found 3 people who I've never met before to play an intense game of pointless trivia. Yes, you will learn things tonight you only wish you could have learned in your lifetime. And now you will be. Please, let's start going down the line. Why don't you just tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
I'm Paul.
We're going to start down there. Hello, Paul.
Fact about me, I'm a senior in college.
Great.
That wasn't that fun. I'm Courtney. My fun fact is I put ketchup on my mac and cheese.
That was less fun than my fact.
Not way more fun.
I'm Rachel, and I'm allergic to everything. So
She also says pillow.
I say pillow, milk.
Milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
Wow, this is going to be an intense competition. I can tell already. Let's get it started with the first question here. I will be asking our contestants 10 questions, all involving crazy trivia that hopefully none of them know. Question number 1. Who is the honorary Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard? Is it A, a penguin, B, the King's son, C, a sword that has been in the family for 3 centuries, or D, there's no Colonel-in-Chief, that's not a thing? Let's start down the line, starting with you, Rachel.
Okay, I kind of forgot the question. Can you repeat that?
Who is the honorary Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard?
A. I don't know.
A penguin, locked in.
Okay.
I think the sword. It just sounded cool.
Courtney is going with the 3-century-old sword.
Yeah.
It's penguin, but
Doesn't sound like a thing.
Paul is going with the logical answer of, that's ridiculous. Surprisingly, Rachel is correct.
My God, I've never been right.
What? Named Sir Nils Olive is the Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard.
No way.
I'm never right.
I must say I'm quite surprised none of you knew that answer, but we will be moving on to the second question anyways. Now, who was the first civilian to own a Hummer? That's correct. One of the larger vehicles made for civilians, a Hummer.
Matt Banwart.
That is a very solid guess. However, Matt Banwart drives a Dodge Stratus, and I think we all know that. Is it A, President George W. Bush?
Oh, God.
B, Jim Heinrichs? C, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Or D, Britney Spears? Rachel.
I'm going to go with Britney Spears. She's just a nice lady.
Courtney.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Paul.
Same thing. C.
The correct answer is C. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the very first person to ever own a Hummer. I guarantee you didn't know that.
I did not know
Fits
that.
the bill.
You said yeah, as soon as you said Arnold Schwarzenegger, I was like, must be right.
Looks like we got an even score across the board. I can tell this is going to get intense. Question number 3. Which animal has a pet rock? And I am being 100% serious here. Is it A, bunny rabbits, B, otters, C, elephants, or D, Jim Heinrichs?
Elephants.
Elephants.
Otters.
I was going to say hedgehogs, but that's not a choice.
What?
Hedgehogs do not have a pet rock, Paul. That's ridiculous.
Can you repeat the question, the answers?
Bunny rabbits, otters, elephants, or Jim?
I feel like it's Jim, though.
I'm going to check with the studio on this one. Can Paul phone a friend? He can? All right, Paul, ring away. This is your only use.
I'm going to call Matt Banwart.
And how do you know Matt Banwart?
What's that?
How do you know Matt Banwart?
I know Matt Banwart from ISU TV.
Paul is calling his friend.
I actually don't have his number. No.
Matt, we decided to save it for later.
I'll call him on Snapchat.
Okay. Paul is now calling his close friend Matt Banwart.
My mic is itching my neck.
Okay, Paul, 90 seconds.
Hey, Matt.
I'm in my kitchen right now cooking.
Okay.
What is this?
Yeah, I'm in a situation right now, Matt.
Okay, yeah, lay it on me.
Okay, so which animal has a pet rock? Is it A, elephant,
Bunny rabbits,
B, bunny rabbit,
otters,
C, otters,
or Jim Heinrichs?
or D, Jim Heinrichs? It's not D, I know that one.
Well, Paul, I used to live in a tent near a lake, and let me tell you, otters are commonly found carrying rocks around with them, and will sometimes gnaw on them, as if they're pets. So I would lock in otters.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and lock in otters.
Paul is locked in with otters. We now have 3 answers across the board. Thanks, Matt. That really helped Paul out on that one because the correct answer is otters.
Oh my gosh! Cheater!
Wait, I said otters.
We got 2 correct answers.
Yeah, I definitely said otters.
Paul and Courtney
they
have now
sleep with
jumped
the
up
rocks. They
2 to
sleep with
1
them.
over Rachel. Otters
I knew
actually
that.
have a secret pouch in their armpits for which they use to carry.
I honestly thought it was elephants. They're just really big.
Why, an elephant and a rock?
And elephants are just big.
You can't like touch a rock. How does like?
Elephants are just.
Why a rock?
I don't know.
They need a rock.
Got
I
that.
don't understand your thought process.
All right, how are you guys feeling so far?
I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty
We're through the
confident.
game.
Pretty
We're a
confident.
quarter through the game.
Pretty confident.
They're feeling good.
Hey, rapid fire. Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, we're picking up the pace of the game here. We're going to move to question number 4. Who was the first president to be born in a hospital? Was it Donald Trump, Jimmy Carter, Ricky Bobby, or Franklin D. Roosevelt?
Franklin D. I forgot his name.
FDR? Is that what
FD.
you got?
Yep, I knew that.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby, locked in with Courtney.
FDR.
Paul is also going with FDR. Ooh, we got our first strikeout across the field. It's Jimmy Carter was the first president.
Who even
of
is
the
Jimmy
hospital. Jimmy Carter was president alongside, he was the president right before Ricky Bobby, Rachel.
Yeah, duh. I was one off, I'm sorry.
We're still at 2-1 here. We're going to move to question number 5.
It's bogus.
How many ridges are there on the edge of a quarter? Is it A, 10, B, 117, C, 118, or D, 119?
According to my calculations, I'm going to go with D.
119.
Yep.
Courtney, what's your
I'm
answer?
going C, 118.
118. Paul?
C as well.
Ooh, we got 119 as well. The correct answer is 119.
What did I
You can now
say?
tell people that when they pull out that quarter to flip.
I'm just pretty confident with my quarters.
Well, as long as we guess the same, like, I'm good. Because we're tied right now. If we're
Yeah.
guessing the same.
We're tied right now.
So I'm just going to guess.
And you're, what is she?
What am I?
We're all tied. Okay, let's keep going. I'm ready. I'm out for blood now.
Please don't outthink the system. This is a very flawed initiated game. We're going to move on to question number 6. This might be one of the better questions, I have to say. Question number 6. What shape do wombats poop? Is it A, cubes, B, triangles, C, a regular poop shape, question mark, or D, quadrilaterals? I promise this is a real thing. Let's start with Paul this time. Paul, what's your answer?
Cubes.
Paul says they poop cubes. Courtney?
My personal experience.
I agree. Cubes.
Rachel?
Which one was triangles?
B.
Alright, I'm going to go with B.
Courtney switching up with triangles. The correct answer is cubes. Wombats have a very uniform way of pooping. And now you can tell that
the
to
answer's
all
cubes?
of your friends. Paul and Courtney jump back into the lead. I'm sorry, Rachel.
I thought it was triangles.
We're winding down, folks. Question number 7. What is the name of the lint that collects in the bottom of your pockets called? And yes, that has a name. Is it A, lint, B, derf, C, as my mom would call them, little fuzzies, or D, ner? If you need repetition of these answers, I understand.
I'm going to go with derf.
Paul says derf.
I says ner.
Courtney says ner.
Ner.
Rachel also says ner, and the correct answer is, in fact, ner.
Yeah!
That's right.
Yeah!
Silent G before it.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I am in the lead.
Woo!
Courtney dropping the trash talk.
Yep.
Paul, Rachel, how you guys feeling?
It's fine.
Everything's fine as fire burns around Rachel. You can see it in her eyes.
I'm good.
We are now going to be moving on to question number 8. What is the full name of the famous doll, Barbie? Is it A, Barbara Ann Holland, B, Barbara Millicent Roberts, C, Jim Heinrichs, or D, Barbie Smith? Rachel, we'll go back to you.
Is Barbara Streisand answer?
Barbara Streisand is in fact E, yes.
All right, yep. I'm going with E.
Courtney, how about you?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go with Barbie Smith. That's what I named my Barbie when I was like.
Interesting take. Paul?
What was the first one?
Barbara Ann Holland.
What was the second one?
Barbara Millicent Roberts.
I think it was A.
Paul is locking in with Barbara Ann Holland.
Oh, I'm nervous.
I'd just like to say, clearly none of you played with Barbies in your lifetime because the correct answer is Barbara Millicent Roberts. Although I know that Jim would have known that answer. We're now going to be moving on to the second to last question, number 9. How many calories do you intake when you lick a stamp? Is it A, 1/10 of a calorie, B, 1 calorie, C, 0 calories, or duh, stamps don't have calories?
Wouldn't that be the same as 0?
Are you judging the answers, Paul? Do you have a better answer, Paul?
I actually think it's a tenth.
Courtney is locking in with a tenth of a calorie.
D.
She is going with duh. Calories aren't on stamps. Paul, you're outthinking the system here. What are you going to go with?
I'm in dietetics.
I'm gonna go with a tenth of a calorie.
Paul also locks in with a tenth of a calorie. And you are in fact correct. A calorie is, or a stamp is a tenth of a calorie. So my advice is,
Eat the whole stamp. It's a tenth?
My whole life is a lie.
you lick it. So if you're mailing a lot of
So if you
letters,
look at 10 times.
if you're mailing 10 letters, you gain 1 calorie right there. Fun fact. So if you're ever really hungry, you can go to the post office. And I think can we get a score count here? I believe Courtney is leading by 1 point.
What about
Paul's
me?
second and Rachel, you were in third, but you are still in this game.
It's okay.
No, Rachel and I are tied.
Rachel and Paul are.
Oh, she's not doing so well.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
She's first time
I'm
contestant.
winning.
I just got here.
We are now heading to the last and final question of this game, which I have heard may be the most important question. Alright, this is the question you've all been wondering and been wanting to tell your friends. What does the name koala mean? Is it A, tiny cute bear?
Wait.
B, hungry? C, no drink? Or D, Jim Heinrichs?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Rachel, what is your answer?
Can I get help on this?
Rachel is going to ask for some help. And we're going to look out to the crowd for this one. We're looking out to the crowd. Shout out your answers, people.
D.
I hear a solid ringing of B.
I think it was D. I think it's D.
Oh, D. Correct. Rachel is locking in with Jim Heinrichs.
Wait, what was B?
B was hungry. B was hungry, and D was Jim Heinrichs, which he may secretly be a koala. Is that your final answer, Rachel?
What do you think? A?
She is going with A. Tiny cute gray bear. Courtney, your turn.
I'm gonna go with B. Hungry.
Courtney is locking in with B. Hungry koala. Paul?
A all the way.
Paul is going with the logical answer of a tiny cute bear. This is an intense question. I heard lots of answers from the crowd. You guys look like you're stressing out over this.
I'm a little stressed.
And in fact, you're all losers because it means no drink. That's right.
I blame you, Matt.
Koalas have no drink. You can now go home and tell that to your friends. If I'm not mistaken, our very own Courtney Dust is taking the W in pointless trivia. She now knows the most out of probably anyone ever, because who knows these answers? Come back in a few weeks for another
I quit
game show
ISU TV.
edition of Ames Tonight. We are out.